Tonight on the Cooligans, we are talking about some of the MLS rivalry matches, some of the drama, some Hudson River Derby drama, and some ridiculous golazos out in Columbus. And we're talking about some of the transfer rumors and maybe some of the falling apart of Barcelona.
That's right. Plus, we talked to Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire. We asked him about a lot of food in Chicago. Plus, we do a little bit of a Christian wave check. All right? That and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
Okay.
All right.
All right, Alexa, you're out of gas,
buddy. We sputtered to the end, but we made it.
You like in Fast and the Furious, you used the Nas too early.
Yeah, dude. Now I want to watch that movie. R.I.P. Paul Walker, son.
Okay, don't worry. There's 40 other iterations of the film. You'll be watching for quite a while.
That's my Harry Potter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
That's right. I'm Alexis Guerreros.
All right. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show on television.
That's right. It is. And it's also the gulliest.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm sounding like a movie villain.
Okay. It is gully even during quarantine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a lot to discuss today. We're excited about today's show because we are going to be joined by Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire, homegrown player. It's his first year, just scored his first goal during the MLS's back tournament. A lot to discuss, and he
just
great
thriving.
Things. Lovely career, but what kind of food you like, my G?
We let Gully Squad ask the questions, and they're like, all right, first things first, what's your order at this restaurant?
Okay, but I'm not gonna listen until you answer correctly. So look, let's start today's show with talking about a couple of the matches from last weekend. Earlier we talked about some of the rivalry matches, but there's a bunch that we did not get to. So let's start with the Hudson River Derby. New York Red Bulls defeat NYCFC 1-0 after a controversial call.
And by controversial, do you mean the ball that didn't cross the line, even though VAR? Like, now I'm with all these VAR truthers, I'm with them now. I'm like, fam, how many angles of this do you have to see that show you this ball didn't go over the line, and yet you still gave it to them?
Yeah, not enough. I don't know why. I guess there wasn't the angle. Look. If you didn't see this play, after a shot that Sean Johnson definitely misplayed, the ball appears to, go towards the goal and get very close to crossing the line. But I did not. I'm watching the game. Every angle that they showed on television, it did not look like this ball crossed the line. But
I would say 97% of the ball crossed the line, maybe even 98%. That's not a goal.
Correct, and there is no goal line technology. There is just it's the eye test, right?
It's just Steve and Pedro in the production truck.
Yeah, it's
letting you know what they think.
Maybe you need a new prescription on your glasses or your contacts. I don't know. I'm not here to judge.
Maybe we need one of those CSI expand joints.
Well, it was interesting because the Red Bulls, the Twitter account, posted the photo. They had this photos of this image of the ball, and they were like enhance, and they're making this joke, which is fine. But the photo that they're using did not show the ball cross the line.
It's like imagine. Like, someone's like, look, here's a photo of me and my cousin. Nothing's happening. And the photo is of him making out with his cousin. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what is happening on their Instagram and Twitter account, or probably their Twitter account.
I know
it's
you
like
think there's
goal.
nothing-
The photo you showing us is not of a goal.
I know that you think there's nothing wrong with this photo, but I'm here to tell you it's a little problematic.
I'm going to say, I think either this isn't your cousin or we need to talk about how your cousin flosses with your tongue. You know what I mean? This doesn't seem to be the most effective way.
The Red Bulls ended up deleting this photo, this tweet, because
Yeah, but screen caps, my G. I mean,
it wasn't accurate. So it was just, I just didn't understand why. To me, there was not enough evidence to overturn this call because it wasn't called a goal on the field. But it is what it is.
That's an extremely important part because the goal wasn't called. That means somebody watched VAR and they found enough evidence to suggest, no, the call was wrong. This is, in fact, a goal. How? I don't know.
And it's also, this is one of those issues where Premier League has this problem a lot, where for offside, right? Because they go by like a toe or whatever, but their video cameras don't capture it goes by frames, right? So there's it could be one difference of a frame that could be, overturn a call, but sometimes there's moments in between frames that are missed that they do not see.
Right.
And apparently that was enough to give the goal call.
And it's so dumb that it's like a body part that can score a goal has to be over the toe of the other. It's just, there's too much happening.
It's too much. But to me, didn't seem like a goal. But
to you, to the Rebels admin on Twitter, to everybody, it was not a goal.
Look, honestly, and I'll say this: I think both teams didn't play that great. NYCFC was, I thought, very poor.
NYCFC had moments in the first half though where they played really, really well, but I couldn't watch the second half because I had a Zoom show. So all of a sudden, I start getting texts from people that are Red Bull fans, ha ha ha, and I'm like, what is happening? And then I asked you, and you were like, it's ridiculous. The ball didn't go over the goal. I'm like, I'm already in the argument without having seen it,
So, but yeah, props to the Rebels. They got the dub. The other game we should talk.
That means a loss, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't, but whatever.
It does. It's a dub.
It means both technically because I've heard it used in both contexts. Whatever.
I have. Well, anyway, they did get a dub.
El Tráfico, LA Galaxy wins and wins convincingly. This was pretty impressitive.
It seemed like the LAFC players' feet were in concrete. I'm like, who do you owe money to, my G?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, honestly, Carlos Velas, he had to leave the game because of an injury, but I think him not being a part of the team for the MLS is Back tournament and then having him there I think changed a little bit of the dynamic for the team, and they looked a little uncomfortable. And
I hate to be like a little bit of a conspiracy theory or like, a catalyst or like, digging up dirt or whatever, but did it not kind of feel like the team looked more cohesive when Bradley Wright Phillip came in?
Badly.
Didn't you notice that when Batman Wright Phillip came in? Did you not? Like, it kind of felt like that, no?
They looked great with BWP, without a doubt. I mean, I could see why he has every reason to at least maybe Vela now with this injury there's more playing time for BWP and maybe more starts also.
There should be a way to watch them both start at the same time.
One thing we didn't talk about, Adama Diomande left LAFC. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
He announced he was leaving the team for family reasons or personal reasons, and I don't know any more details outside of that, but I hope everything is okay with him, and he is no longer with LAFC.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of a rocky time here in MLS, and not all his own doing. So best of luck to him. Yeah, I think he had a bit of a foot injury, but nonetheless, we hope for the best for him, and whatever the family situation is, it all gets sorted.
Yeah. So so we'll talk about a couple more games, these rivalry games, and what to look forward to in some of these MLS matches. So we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Michelle Akers, and guess what I did today? I hung out with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. And make sure to stick around later in the show where we will be talking to Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire. I want to start. I want to start this this block real quick. We had Michelle Akers on the show recently. I remember we were talking about her iconic hair and quarantine hair and everything.
You got kind of the same thing, right? You kind of got like a big curly mop up there.
I've never let my hair grow in my life. This is the longest it's ever been. It's been 6 months since I got a haircut.
Same here. Mine's starting to get a little wavy, but yours like starts off real wavy.
My hair is just kind of curly. It's not quite David Luiz. It's not crazy like that.
You ain't got a Gundazi, but you got
no. But
you got some body, you got some bounce.
But so my girlfriend has been so bored during quarantine. You have those ups and downs.
Yeah, it says a lot about you. But go ahead.
Okay. I am not an entertaining boyfriend. Everybody knows that. But so she's gotten to the point now where she's like, well, now I'm gonna direct my attention towards like a doll. I'm gonna work on you.
Yeah.
And she straightened my hair. She used a straightening iron and straightened my hair. So we have a photo that we want to put up. But so here it is. And this is me with straight hair.
One of the producers said, "You look like you're in Blink 182 or Green Day." What is it? Green Day?
Yeah,
they're all the same band to me. I googled Green Day. Yeah, you do. You look like you're in a Dominican cover band for Green Day.
Which that's something to be proud of. Okay.
Yeah, listen, I look clearly enough to market.
I want to be a Dominican idiot. Okay, that's a good song.
Yeah, right, buddy. That moves off the shelf in the era where that song would have been good.
So yeah, we're trying to make the most of this quarantine because in the United States we're gonna be here forever. So who knows what I'm gonna do with my hair in the next in the coming months. So let's get back to soccer, even though there are some pretty crazy hairstyles in soccer as well. In Major League Soccer, we spoke about the Hudson River Derby. We spoke about El Tráfico. Let's start with I don't know. Does we don't know the Derby, the name for Orlando and Miami.
I said the Clasicoño.
The Clasicoño is definitely it's on the table. I don't know how good. I don't know how.
Probably shouldn't put that on the table. To be completely honest with you.
I don't know exactly how we're gonna market that. The merch is gonna look a little strange.
Yeah. You gotta blur it out.
But Inter Miami, not only do they win this Clasicoño, but they get their first win ever in Major League Soccer. They win 3-2 against Orlando,
and it's probably the most unified that team has looked since they started play. I mean, they actually look like a full, like before they looked like an expansion side, like they were still trialing some of the positions. This looked like, all right, everyone knows their role. Here we go.
Yeah, and they without a doubt, especially in that second half, they looked they were holding on in the last like 20 minutes, but they got the job done. And Diego Alonso was just like that relief of like, oh, okay, this is. I have a proper team on my hands.
They're like,
it's going to be okay.
3 points.
But no, I thought Rodolfo Pizarro was great, really impressive. And now we know, Blaise Matuidi will be with the team soon after. Not only do they have to like clear like for visas and all this other stuff, but also quarantine, the 14 days. So he's unfortunately, he's gonna miss a bunch of games, and we know because of this like compacted schedule. So it's unfortunate, but if Miami continue playing the way they're playing, it looks like they're kind of in good hands and they're going to be fine. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was Columbus played against I believe the Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have a Chicago Fire player that had to experience this goal.
We don't have to talk about the result, but the goal by Darlington Nagbe. This is the second time he's done something like this, and every time I'm like, more. Do it again.
Apparently, he has no interest in scoring regular goals, right? He is a very much a 6, a defensive mid. Nobody really expects plenty of goals from him.
But he's a great passer, and this is what I think. I think he's just passing it to a certain spot in the back of the net.
That's it, yeah.
Because he volleyed it up to himself, and then he one-times it into the goal. I mean, it's just...
This
you watch something like this...
In FIFA, and you get mad when people do this. Like, yo, really, you need to do all that?
You rage quit.
Yeah. You don't need to do that. You just
You're like, first, tell me what buttons you hit to do that. Second of all, how dare you hit those buttons? And that's exception.
No, but the ball, I believe, came from Jazzy Zardes, and he's at, he's easily maybe 27 to 30 yards out, give or take. And the fact that he would kick the ball up to himself and then volley it in the air, and just the cleanest of strikes, right dead center of the ball. I love.
And you know what hurts? The casualness at which he did it and celebrated that goal. He was like, "Oh, do I have time? All right, I got this."
Because he does that, and if he misses that, it's like, Darlington, bro, you're doing way too much.
It was like the Italian striker. Now Balotelli. He did the spin, back heel.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, what are you doing? He went nowhere near the goal. That's what would have happened. He would have been like, I'm sorry. You know?
And he got subbed off. Balotelli got subbed off right after he did that. And in a, kind of exhibition match or whatever. But no, dude, that was really, really incredible. And I love the Chicago Fire broadcast had Tony Miola doing the call, and it was great. And then the Columbus Crew broadcast had Jordan Angeli losing her mind.
Yeah,
she was just going.
That's what you do when you do that. I know, Darlington didn't care, but everyone else is like flipping out. Darlington's like, another day at the office. That's incredible, man. In fact, we got even more talk about MLS. In fact, we're gonna have a player on later that was on that game. Maybe we'll ask him about that goal. Maybe we probably won't. Actually, we got more. We get back after this.
On the next episode, a lot of Death Row references.
All right, baby, we're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC. Look, we've talked a lot about MLS. In fact, this is something that may potentially happen in MLS because I know Blaise Matuidi is coming in, right? We've got some big names coming in, and they're not always all the way at the tail end of their career. But Thiago Silva, who didn't play incredibly well in the final, but still the Champions League final. I don't know, not the CONCACAF Champions League. I know when we say Champions League, people assume we're talking about the biggest one. We're not.
Our audience needs. We just need to clarify.
Right, because we're prepared to talk about high level. But no, let's go down a level and talk about Champions League. UEFA Champions League. Thiago Silva didn't play great, but still an incredible center back. 35, 36 years old. And supposedly it's a done deal that he's going to Chelsea.
Yeah,
if that's the case, if he was coming to MLS, what would we be hearing about MLS being a retirement league and Thiago Silva being over the hill? But now he's going to Chelsea. Everyone's like, he's clearly got a few years left, mate. You know?
No, but this move is strange, right? David Luiz.
Oh, David Luiz.
No, David Luiz went from PSG to Chelsea, and definitely at a younger age, and did okay, right?
And then he went to Arsenal, and then he went to Arsenal. That story.
And he was like, "Okay, this is the retirement league." Apparently,
now I can relax.
No, the kind of a shock move, but more than anything, on the bigger picture for Chelsea is this team is it almost seems specifically built to be, one of the top 3 teams, go after Liverpool. And be a team that is in contention, not just not winning the league with 70, 80 points. It's like we're trying to get 100 points. And so, I mean, some of the signings, Timo Werner,
massive,
Hakim Ziyech, and so now we're hearing Kai Havertz as well from Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, this is an unbelievable squad. I mean, Christian
Also,
Pulisic,
fam,
Mason Mount.
Bundesliga's getting ransacked. You know?
It is like what's
It's like the shopping, like the ShopRite games.
supermarket sweep. Yeah, that's what everybody's running in.
Turkey.
You're looking for the most. It is pretty wild. I mean, Chelsea is. I imagine. Look, if Chelsea's not 1 or 2 in the Premier League table next season, I'm gonna be shocked. I mean, it's gonna be on Frank Lampard to figure out how to get all these incredible young players on the same page.
I mean, if he could do it with the transfer ban, I'm pretty sure he could do it after spending a couple $100 million. You know?
Yeah. So this was reported. We've never spoken about this guy, but from Fabrizio Romano, who is this Italian? I guess he's like he's a journalist, but he's like the Adam Schefter of Italy. But he knows European football. He's connected to absolutely everybody. So when this guy tweets something out, it's usually
even if it wasn't gonna happen, people are like, Chelsea's like, I guess we gotta get Thiago Silva now. I mean, I don't know what to
well,
do.
Fabrizio said it. What do we? I mean, we have
Did
to
you do it? Because I didn't do it yet. We gotta get him on the phone.
But no, he was the one who mentioned it. And but yeah, Chelsea's gonna be unbelievable. And we should also, speaking of teams on the rise, let's talk about teams on the decline. Because Barcelona, who we spoke about after the loss in the Champions League to Bayern Munich, 8-2. Obviously, a bunch of changes were going to happen, and already new manager Ronald Koeman,
Cleaning house, dog.
Right, he was obviously the national team manager for Holland, and now for the Netherlands or whatever. But he is manager for Barcelona, former player, and is like cleaning house. Making all the changes he feels
Kickoff.com, this is their title. Luis Suarez, Ronald Koeman tells FC Barcelona striker to find new team. Ouch! And that's really what's happening. He's like, you cool, you go. You're cool, you go.
Yeah, he's hitting everybody. Look, if it was like a teen blog, it'd be like, Luis Suarez, boy, bye. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, don't need you anymore.
Okay. Luis Suarez, left on red. Okay?
Oh, ghosted.
But look, it's looking like he's getting rid of Rakitic, Vidal.
Luis Suarez, and there's a couple more, but the big thing is, like, Luis Suarez, his contract technically is terminated. That's the rumor. No one knows this for sure, but there's also rumors that he's being included in a deal for Van de Beek, which everybody wants from Ajax. So it's like a player swap. Like, all right, we'll give you Luis Suarez plus some money for Van de Beek. Suarez came from Ajax. Or here's what should be happening. Every MLS team should be on the phone with Barcelona like, could you hook me up with your ex, Luis Suarez?
Look, put him on Etsy.
Yeah.
Give me a deal.
In fact, Garber
work
needs
with
to
me.
call him and go, boy, hi, okay? You got boy bye, we got boy hi.
Okay, Ronnie, I don't like the way he's been treating you, girl.
I got to be honest with you. When you first told me, like, I wasn't sure, and now I know.
Okay, because have you seen what he's been tweeting about you? He's not even respecting you.
I heard that Barca said, that Real Madrid said.
No, dude, I'm curious. I mean, look, the season is going to be starting up really soon, and Barcelona is going to, I don't know what moves they're going to make exactly, but it's going to be a completely different team.
I'm excited to see it, though.
Okay, everybody. So next up, we'll have Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire, so come right back.
All right, baby, we're back on a Cooligans Living Room FC. And once again, I mean, the amount of just stars that are coming through the show at this point.
Dude, the show is it's a red carpet. Okay.
Who are you wearing?
Okay, Adidas. I like it.
Okay, sponsor, very nice. This is so cool. Like, we're at the point now in MLS where when we talk to some of these players, they've been in their academy systems or their homegrowns since they were like little kids. It's crazy. This next person we're about to talk to has been a part of the Chicago Fire since he was 10 years old. You know?
Okay.
I'm not doing anything the same besides breathing and blinking that I was 10 years old. This dude is absolutely incredible. His brother also went through the homegrown system as well. Absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one, the only, unless you're driving, obviously, for the one, the only of your Chicago Fire, Mauricio Pineda.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely, dude.
Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you taking the time. You are a Chicago Fire homegrown player, and I want to just start with the MLS is Back tournament because unfortunately the Fire didn't get to make it to the knockout rounds. It was really close, but you scored your first goal for the club during this tournament. What was the mentality going into the tournament for you and for the team? And what was the experience like being in the bubble?
Yeah, it was good. I think it was difficult leading up to the tournament. Obviously, we started the season with 2 games, and then I think we were on our way to Orlando, and then they ended up canceling that game. So it was hard. It was a good 3 to 4 months where we weren't really training, weren't really playing at all. So obviously we were excited going into the tournament. And once we got there, I think we had a delay or a game change in our schedule. So that was a little unfortunate. So I think going into that Seattle game, everyone just was really excited and was really hoping to get it right on that day and get a good result. And luckily we did that for the first game. But yeah, like you said, we fell short of the qualification, but we just come home and keep working.
Now, when you started at the academy at a very young level, so you probably had this image in your brain of you scoring your first goal for the Chicago Fire. And I'm sure in your brain it was in a quarantine bubble in Orlando, just as every child imagines, with no fans and a couple of cranes holding lights and cameras. What was that experience like to score your first goal? But at least your other comrades were with you. But like, what did that feel like to score it in such a situation?
Yeah, it was definitely different. Definitely something that I didn't expect. I think growing up, we always went to the Fire games. I always grew up playing at or watching games at Toyota Park. So I always, envisioned myself maybe playing in Toyota Park. Maybe this year it would have been Soldier Field now. But that experience was completely different and something I would have never expected. But I don't know. I think I just saw it as an opportunity. I think everyone was really excited when we heard about the tournament. So, I think it was a feeling that I won't forget. I definitely wasn't prepared for it to be that way, but I'm definitely really, really excited about that.
Yeah.
So.
The next time you score and there's fans, you're going to be like, you're not expecting that reaction.
Hey, tone it down. You're a little loud.
Relax.
You know?
Yeah.
I love talking. I love talking to especially homegrown players, just younger players. Because we spoke to Drew Connor, who's now was at the Fire, and now at Indy 11. But players who grew up with MLS. It's like you're one of the few, right? You grew up with your local sort of team, and then you end up playing for them. What was what was that experience like for you? Just kind of like as a fan of the Fire, and then being able to play for the team, and obviously, and your brother playing there as well. Did your brother playing there make it seem even more realistic when that happened?
Yeah, it's definitely something special. I think growing up, I was always training at Toyota Park. I was always wearing the Chicago Fire badge, wearing it since I was literally 10 years old. And then to see my brother sign for the Chicago Fire was really special. I was wearing his jerseys, hoping that Pineda would be my Pineda one day.
Yeah, dude.
But it's crazy being around that all the time, going to the stadium. Obviously, we would train outside the stadium in the practice field, but just always being around the stadium and always seeing that, I think it makes it that much more special when you're actually in with a team and scoring goals with a team. It's something that I would have never really imagined. I guess as a kid, you always just you're just training every day and appreciating the stadium, and when you go to the games, you appreciate the fans, but you never imagine that you're actually going to be there one day. So it's a really special feeling to be a part of that.
Yeah, when you're looking at sort of the track of the player in America now, where there are these academies, to a lot of the fans, it seems like you go to an academy and then you sign for the first team. But did you have to leave the academy to go to college? How does that work? Do you get like a certain amount of years of reprieve to go to college?
No, so I think it just kind of depends on the relationship you have with the Fire. I think once you leave for college, I think for me at least, the Fire did a really good job of just keeping in touch with me and always having that connection between us. And I think I would even come home for summers and train with the first team. I think the first summer I came back, Schweinsteiger was on the team, so I was like, this is great. And it's like always a great opportunity. Were you like, what's up, young blood? I've been around here since I was 10. You're sitting in my seat, Bastion. Yeah. I walk in and he comes up to me like, hey, what's up? I'm Bastian Schweinsteiger. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, my first day of training. I was like, all right.
I'll play with you in FIFA, bro. I know you.
Or were you like, never heard of you?
Yeah. I was like, wait, who are you? No. It was good. It's definitely that was definitely a good experience. The guy's so funny. I wish I would have been a part of that team at that time, because he was always messing around, always had a smile on his face in training and stuff, but then in games he would just take over. So it was really special to see and be able to train with him.
Okay, yeah, and we have a couple more questions about the Fire and kind of what's going on now. So we'll be back with more Mauricio Pineda right after this.
Hey guys, Dax McCarty with Nashville SC, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans. We are here, Living Room FC, with Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire, and let's talk a little bit about the Chicago Fire, because the team has changed a lot, right? I mean, coaching, a lot of new players, and there is a clear rejuvenation, a revitalization of this club. From a footballing standpoint, how are you feeling with just generally kind of like all these changes, and how I think whether the style of play, playing at Soldier Field, how are you feeling in general when it comes to those things?
Rafa and the entire coaching staff did a really good job of coming in and just telling us exactly what they expect from us. At a PowerPoint, like since where he told us exactly what we're looking to. In terms of that, it's been really, I think they want to make us a team that's really, really exciting to watch, and I think that's shown in a few games. We've shown some really good moments, but then obviously as a new team, there's definitely some things that we can improve on. I think that's one thing that's been really difficult this year. Obviously playing 2 games at the start and then having like 3 months off and then 3 more games and now like another 4 weeks off. So it's been kind of difficult to get into a rhythm. I think the games help a lot in just fixing little details that happen in every game and different. I think that's kind of made it a little difficult, but like I said, I think the picture is pretty clear, and it's I think it's a good thing that they're trying to do.
What is it that you think has having a brother that sort of was able to sort of blaze that trail before you? Like, what are some of the things that you're doing just to not just stand out from, the Pineda legacy at Chicago Fire, which I guess now it is, right? I mean, your kid now has to also play for the Chicago Fire. It's like those people are like, my granddad was a firefighter, my dad was a firefighter. You're the same thing with Chicago Fire instead. What do you try to do differently to make, Mauricio Pineda sort of stand out?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'd really think about that yet or trying to stand out in any way. I think it's pretty hard just because everyone says that I look exactly like my brother. There's like guys on the team that are like I think I was training with them, and then my brother was training with them like the next year or something like that. And they were like, so my brother went up to him like introducing himself and like stuff like that, and they were like, "Who is this? Is this guy trying to be funny? Like, you were here last year," like not noticing that it was my brother. So yeah, it's pretty funny. But I mean, I think in terms of that, I don't really try to do too much to stand out. I think I just try to work as hard as I can and just make a name for myself. I don't really think I compare it to trying to overdo what my brother did at any point. So
yeah, so you're not too competitive with your brother. I mean, I feel like most soccer playing families kind of grew up with that all the time, with tackling each other in the backyard and stuff like that.
Yeah, you should see my younger siblings right now are doing exactly that. It's so funny. I could literally sit there and watch them play 1v1 all day. It's just the funniest thing. But yeah, it used to be the same with me and my older brother, and I have an older sister as well. So she played, and we would do like 1v1 tournaments, and it was like single elimination. I was always the first one out. So that used to make me so mad.
Was she play dirty?
Yeah.
Did she get in there with a 2-foot on?
She was dirty. They were pushing me around, both of them. So I was just, I don't even know.
Well, you also you played obviously at UNC, and I mean, looking at your resume as a Tar Heel is. I mean, they should have given you like a medal. I mean, dude, you obviously a captain for the team. I mean, played every game while you were there.
I think the number 1 ranked soccer player during your time there in the country, right?
Yeah. Look, so I know a lot of times why. Oh Lord, he doesn't want to. He's too humble.
Humble dude. Very opposite of me.
But what is that? What was that experience in college and being a captain of a team and having that kind of leadership role and responsibility, and then going, and then playing as a professional, where they're not necessarily asking you to do that just yet. But what do you feel that you learned in college that is helpful for being a pro right now?
Yeah, I think college would be like the perfect way to help you learn what you're going to get into in the pros. I think this year kind of reminds me of my freshman year when I went into college. You expected to have this role as like a leader on the team, I would say, but you definitely have a role that you have to fulfill and to do it at the best of your ability. So I think that right now is good, and it's easy for me to take in and just kind of step into the team and just work as hard as I could. Just figure out what my role is on the team and try to do that to the best of my ability. I think that was something similar that I would do in my freshman, maybe sophomore year. And then, yeah, as the year goes on, I think prepared me for hopefully one day also being in that leadership role, hopefully in the next few years in an MLS team. So
dope.
It's like a mini career that I had in college.
Yeah.
Were you aware that there's a former player named Mauricio Pineda from Argentina? Did you know that?
I think we had in college, we had like this meeting that you should always like search up your name on Google just to make sure, see what comes up.
Yeah.
And when I searched it up, that's what came up. It's some guy from Argentina, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I was like, I wonder if you were named after him, but I guess not if that's the first you heard of him. Normally, if you're named after somebody, you hear about that when you're younger.
Yeah, I didn't really look too much into that.
It's hilarious that in college they're teaching you to look up your name. They're like, scrub the internet. get rid of anything that mentions you. Don't get in trouble. We're comedians, so we know that game. So don't worry about that.
All right, we'll be back with more Mauricio Pineda right after this.
What's up, guys? Landon Donovan here, and I got to kick it with the Cooligans today. Keep following, keep listening, keep watching. See you guys soon.
All right, baby, we're back on our Cooligans Living Room FC, and we're here with Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire. Now, we talked about this a little bit in the break. Christian and I have been to Chicago. We're big fans of the city of Chicago, and we've got Gully Squad, which is those are our supporters, okay? It's not just you guys, professional soccer players that get to have supporters. We also get supporters. And they ask a couple questions. We make sure that they get a couple questions in when we have guests. And the first one is from Nicole Hack, who is probably the most famous of the Chicago Fire fans. Absolutely incredible. Big fan of ours, and we're a big fan of hers as well. First of all, she wants to give you just a general welcome from everyone in Chicago. She wants you to know that. And that they're very excited to have you on the squad, and you're making such an impact already. How has playing without fans been, which we talked a little bit about, and how will you feel when you're able to finally play in front of your hometown crowd? But then also she asks, and this is why I'm interested in the question, what is your favorite taqueria? And knowing that Christian and I can't remember the name of the place we've been to, but we absolutely love it. It's in Pilsen. But we've been to a bunch in there. Do you have a favorite in town? And, of course, what's it like playing without fans? Yada, 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 all that soccer stuff.
Yeah, thank you. I'll start with the taqueria first. I think my favorite, it'd have to be between either Los Comales, that's just like a classic. That's something that I've had like basically all my life.
Yeah.
Or this like new one by my house. It's called Taco Dale, and that's amazing. I think I went there like a couple days ago.
Dale?
So.
Like D-A-L-E?
Dale, yeah.
Is it owned by Cubans? Because that's what we say.
Is it owned by Pitbull? 305 himself?
It's like Boost Mobile's
I
giving
haven't
me
seen
enough
him
money to
around,
open
but-
taco spots in Chicago. Dale.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
But, yeah, those are my top two for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and we did get another question from another Gully Squad member, and this is Andrew Johnson, who's from Columbus, Ohio, but he is interested in Chicago pizza, right? Are you a thin
crust?
crust?
Wild.
All right. So, and just before I ask this question, Alexis is a pizza expert and will be judgmental about your answer. So just 100%. So you know, are you a thin crust or deep dish guy?
I don't know. That's a really hard one for me just because I think if I had to choose one time to eat it just once, it would be deep dish. But something that I have like more regularly is definitely thin crust.
Do you have a go-to for deep dish?
Giordano's. That's my go-to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for thin, it's home run in every time.
Home run in is pretty dope. Vito and Nick's is the one everyone talks about, but home run in is pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's like growing up, always the spot for me.
Okay.
But
I'm not a fan
I
of
don't know. I just think
just for the fans. I need them to know. I'm not a fan of Gino East either. I'm more of a Pequot guy.
Oh, man.
Mauricio's like, yeah, I'm getting internet. I got to shut this whole thing down.
That was tough.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't, just like at UNT, they want to make sure, like, Google yourself. He doesn't want to have some viral video of him going nuts on a Cuban from Newark, New Jersey. Okay, yeah. He doesn't need that right now.
Man.
We got a question from Thorne Svensson. He asked, so I don't know this, but
another question I love. I'm loving all these questions.
Another food question. So I don't know the context around it, but he said, "What is your go-to order at Sup Dogs?"
Sup?
What's Sup?
No, Sup Dogs. That's actually really probably going to say something that he's not going to like, but there was actually one time where I was just sitting on campus, like I think at the cafeteria or something at school, by the way. And they were like, I don't know why, they were like, what's your least favorite place on campus? And I was like, or your least favorite restaurant or something like that. And I was like sitting there with my friend, like, I would have to say Sup Dogs. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why. That place is just like not for me. I don't know, something
Did
about
you get sick eating there? What happened?
And I don't know what happened, but everyone was always like, oh, let's go to Sup Dog, all this stuff. Like, and I was just like never really about it. I think I went like once or twice. I mean, their
I
food
assume
was
it's
okay.
like a hot dog spot.
It's like chili dogs, and like they do like loaded French fries and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is like a nationwide place, but the only place I've ever seen is at UNC. Like it's like on the campus basically. So yeah, it's just like basically like hot dogs, like chili, I don't know, cheese fries, all this stuff, and burgers and all. I think I had a burger the time that I went. So maybe that was my mistake. I should have gone for a hot dog. But
did you expect every question to be
but
about
yeah,
food?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, food's a pretty good topic.
I agree.
To
As a
talk
fat guy,
about.
yeah, I agree.
Not.
Yeah, I feel like everybody who went to college has a story of like the place, usually it's like, but so to me, based on your description of not liking Sup Dogs, it's really more about the ambiance. Was it like is it all douchebags that go to Sup Dogs, or because it seems like you didn't want to really be there?
Yeah,
I don't know. It was like I would always walk by that place like in the morning or like in the day, like midday, like it was always just like empty. But then I walk by it at like, I don't know, 11 p.m. and it's like popping like this. Everyone's
so
there.
it's a place to go make mistakes.
So I don't know
is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't have enough drinks in me to like enjoy this place.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I don't know.
Sometimes,
I don't know what it was.
Back when we used to do stand-up before COVID, we, you would get on stage and maybe one joke didn't hit, and you're like, oh, the audience isn't drunk enough yet. And that, I think, there's certain jokes that only hit after midnight.
That's probably what it
Sup
was
Dogs
for me.
is like that.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
After midnight.
It's like a nightclub that you go to like during the day, and you're like, well, this place is disgusting. But at night, when the fog is on and the lights are on, you're like, yo, I met my wife here.
Yeah, no. During the day, you're like, why is the floor so sticky? What is that smell?
Literally.
That's amazing.
Literally.
All right, look, I'm glad we got to learn about Sup Dogs. This is great. So just so people know, we are taping this before your game, your first game at Soldier Field. Wait, so I just want to make sure the game will be played at Soldier Field, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we are playing before that, but you guys are playing against Cincinnati. This will be airing after that game, but I'm hoping you got a hat trick and you did your thing, and we're just really just celebrating you. But obviously, best of luck against FC Cincinnati in tomorrow's match, which is all right. All right, we'll be back with more Mauricio Pineda right after this. Thank you again to Mauricio Pineda of the Chicago Fire for joining us, man. You are awesome. I'm glad we got to talk about Sup Dogs. We learned so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you want to let people know about before we sign off?
Yeah, thank you guys. Please just, I don't know, follow me on Instagram, follow the Fire. Thank you guys for your support, and go Fire. And go Heels, right?
Well put.
That's when your girl's still there, right? Come on, man. You better say that team name.
Exactly. Can't forget.
Everybody, make sure you follow Mauricio, the Fire. Follow at Soccer Cooligans on all social media platforms. Follow at Fubo Sports as well. And make sure to subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the program. So let us end the show the way we normally do. So for Mauricio Pineda, my name is Cristian Polanco.
That's right. I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!
The Cooligans!